Hey guys, what's up? Today I have another review of a gas pistol, and it is not necessarily a gas blowback like my previous videos, but what I have here is a double action CO2 powered pistol, the Wesson Revolver 8-inch barrel by ASG. Today I'm going to go ahead and cover everything that I possibly can about this gun and try to make this review as in-depth as possible by hitting key points about the gun and just, everything about it. But going into this amazingly giant revolver, first thing, it's huge. It is giant. Just this segment alone, from where my finger starts here to the end, is about 8 inches, and plus you got another probably 4 inches here, so you're talking a good foot-long revolver just right there. And just to give you a comparison real quick, this is the Desert Eagle 50 Action Express, and let me see if I can fit them in the frame. Just a comparison of the two. This is them end to end, and you could just see the humongous size difference between the two. It's a massive pistol. But anyway, first things I'm going to touch up on is trademarks and any particular markings of the gun. Right here on the barrel you get the Wesson logo. So this is just the Wesson model. It's not Smith & Wesson, but it's just like Wesson's own model, I guess. And right here under the cylinder, you're going to have a unique serial number. The little button right here, or it's like a slide switch for the safety. So if you push it back, safety is engaged. You push it forward, the fire is engaged. And then if you put your finger here and push it in this direction to your left, push it, the cylinder pops out. So I'll get into that more, just trademarks first, and then I'll go into the other description parts of the gun. And then right here you're going to get the DW, the Wesson logo. I want to go ahead and zoom in on these little pieces of it. Alright, it's kind of hard to see, it's a really reflective revolver, but right here's that serial number, the left arrow for open, the middle for fire, the right arrow for the safety. Now for the other side, you're also going to get the Wesson logo on the other side of the barrel, and then you're going to get the ASG logo, and then the caliber 6mm BB made in Taiwan. So just to clarify, this is an airsoft gun. It is not a metal BB gun. As you guys know, a lot of revolvers tend to be metal BB guns, but no, this is a 6mm airsoft revolver, just to clarify. But for trademarks, that's really about all you're going to get, which, it's a revolver. It's not really, I guess, it doesn't have a whole lot of room to put trades on, but, with this, it's got plenty of room. But anyway, now I'm going to go into construction of this gun. As you can clearly see, up to about this part, it's all chrome, silver, whatever you want to call it. I think it's like a chrome. And this is all stainless steel. So the good thing with stainless steel is not going to rust, and it's very, very durable. So that's like a plus. The trigger and the hammer assembly, all metal. Everything internal is metal, which of course it has to be for a gas pistol. And then for the hand grip portion, sadly it is not of real wood, which I wish it was, because oh my goodness, that would have been very, very amazing. But instead you're going to get an ABS material, plastic, for the grip. And as you can see, the inside right here houses the CO2 capsule, the 12-gram CO2 cartridge. I don't have any with me to show you because it ran out a while ago, but if you're watching this video, you're probably looking for reviews of the gun, and you've seen it function before on other YouTube videos with CO2 cartridge, so just kind of use a mental picture. Anyway, so that's the hand grip. You can see that it slides to open, to put the cartridge in, and then it slides as closed. To give you an example of how the plastic feels, I would kind of compare it to like a crappy Walmart Springer gun exterior, like that type of plastic. That's what this kind of is, which honestly it's a little disappointing for me, but I mean, just everything else on this gun just makes up for that. Like, it just doesn't even matter after that point. But for everything else, I mean, for the sights too, you're gonna get an option. I don't have the piece here, but you're gonna get a rail option, which you could take this piece off. I think I have not done it yet, just this is from what I've seen from other videos, but you could take this off and you could slide a rail on, and then it uses these two little pins to keep it in place. So that's kind of handy if you want to mount an optic on this, which you can. I've seen it, it does look pretty cool, but I just don't have any optics to do that with, but it's not bad. For the iron sights, it's just going to be the regular, you know, iron sights, nothing special. This is going to be metal. This is also metal. You can see that there's a red little dot right there to get your aim down, just so you don't lose it. And for materials, let's see, the cylinder right here, it's going to be also made out of all steel. I think the inside of this is steel. It's just kind of worn in, and it's like black colored. So very nice quality. It's machined extremely on point, precision and everything. It is very beautiful. ASG is also one of my favorite airsoft companies because of the realism they put into their guns, and quality is just incredible. I really like them a lot. But anyway, that's materials mainly, just almost all stainless steel and just a little hint of this polymer plastic. That's about it. And for, I guess, features now, I guess it's not your standard gas blowback or gas gun, because this one uses shells, and it is your general 6-shooter. It's not going to be anything crazy like a 20-round capacity or something like that. This is just a regular 6-shooter. But it's kind of cool because if you're, you know, looking for that kind of replica to mimic the real thing, you know, this is really cool. It could be a really nice collectible item as well. Or if you just want to feel like a badass on the field and wield the biggest hand cannon out of everybody, that's also the other perk of this gun. So you can see that each BB you can hold, or each shell can hold one BB, and these are the stock shells you get with this Dan Wesson. You can get power down shells if you want to make it, I guess, less deadly, which I'll go into the FPS later because it is crazy. But anyway, these are the stock ones. If you want power down shells or buy more shells, you can get them at any airsoft retailer pretty much. So it's pretty cool. But you can see they're all made of brass, and the tips are like kind of rubber. And you can see there's a hole, and you can see right through it, and that's where the gas is forced through, and then it propels the BB out at quite a quick FPS actually. And I'll load those in a minute. Right here, you're gonna get the little speed loader, I guess that's what it's called. And the way this works is you just insert all the shells in here, and then once you get them in, you push this in and you twist it, so then it keeps them from falling out. So you can do whatever you want, they won't fall out. And then when you come to reloading it, you press, okay, so you slide this to the left, and then you push this out. And then, I haven't really mastered this that well, so I just do it by hand. I'll show you another way to reload it. You line this up, and then you got this little black little button right in the middle of these shells, where if it goes against this, it presses in, and then it releases that spring tension and loads the bullets in. So you can see, if I can get this, see how it pops, and then bam, there you go. You're all set to fire. So that's how the speed loader works. Now, I'll show you how I do it. So, let's take those out. Oh, one more. Oh yeah. Okay, I'll show you this after I put it my way. Anyway, so how I do it is I just grip the gun here, and I just load them like this, one at a time. But there's also a third way. If you're airsofting on the field and panicking, you don't even have to take the shells out. What I do is, if I'm on the field using this, I just slip the BBs through here and just spin them until I fill it all up, you know, shoot my 6 shots, reload again without taking them out. To me, I find that effective, but, you know, if you're just plinking cans in the back, you can, you know, take them all out completely and do that. And then once you're done, just pop these out, and they all come out. You can see that when I press this in, it ejects this little black piece out, and then it's, I guess, easier to take out the shells out of the gun. But yeah, it's really cool. Like I said, it's, if you're looking for a novelty type item or just a really giant airsoft gun, airsoft pistol, this is a very cool pistol to get, really. And now, like I mentioned before, this is not green gas or propane powered. This is CO2 powered. CO2 cartridge, 12 gram cartridge. And the pros and cons of CO2, the good thing about CO2 is it can function in almost any weather, which is a plus for airsofters in seasonal climates and a plus for airsofters in cold climates, you know, most of the year. That's the best part. The downside of that is with CO2 you get immense power in FPS, and that can, I guess, depending on where you're airsofting, can be a problem. So if you're trying to be, you know, you're trying to play a game in CQB, this is not what you want to take with you unless you get power down shells to decrease it to 300 to 350 FPS. This is more of a field gun in my opinion because, yeah, it's insane. The out-of-the-box FPS with 0.2 gram BBs, the first 10 or 12 shots of the CO2 cartridge is going to be clocking at almost, I think, 550 to 560 feet per second. So that's what I meant, that CQB, you're going to get killed by this gun. Not literally, I'm joking, that's not going to happen, but it's just going to hurt really bad and it will never be allowed. So, field gun. Only for field play, I think, because it's way too strong unless you get power down shells. You're getting that 550 FPS with these. If you get something with, I guess, like a bigger diameter in the shell, it'll decrease the FPS and make it, I guess, less dangerous, I guess, and intimidating. But what am I gonna say here? Sorry. Anyway, but yeah, like I said, the majority, I guess, the first 10 to 12 shots are going to be insane. I wish I had a chrono because I could test it for you in a shooting demonstration later on, but I do not, sadly. But you're going to get a good 100 plus shots out of one CO2 cartridge, which is awesome. Since there is no blowback, this is just a double action, and it doesn't have any moving parts other than the cylinder, but the gas doesn't play a role in that. So you're going to get a huge amount of, like, BBs. Like you can use a lot of, you know, ammunition without even charging this as much compared to gas blowbacks. But the other cool thing with this is when you put in a new cartridge and you shoot it, the first like 20 shots you're gonna get this huge plume of gas coming out of like every hole. It's pretty badass in my opinion. It just feels like you're firing a real gun. I mean, that's not why I got it, if that's like you guys are wondering. It's just, you know, to me, I just love the look of this. Look at the intimidation factor. I swear I'm not compensating for anything. No, but anyway, yeah, that's, I mean, I guess that's, you know, the FPS. You can also use, I forgot to mention, a heavier BB, I think would probably be very good because I've done accuracy tests with this thing at about like 30 feet and they just like fly everywhere, like the 0.2 gram BBs. So honestly, I honestly think you should probably use at least a 0.3 gram BB for good accuracy because this is just insane. This gun is overpowered like crazy. So that's what I would recommend. I mean, it's just a very cool gun. For my rating, I would honestly give this thing from 10. I would give it definitely, I think, a 9 out of 10. And the reason I'd give it a 9 out of 10 is, like I said, the FPS on it is insane. Just because a lot of ranges limit the FPS power, and I really don't feel like spending money to buy shells. I mean, I don't use this as much because I really like to keep it nice, so I use it once in a while because I have a lot of GBB pistols that I like using as well. But for this one's like my awesome novelty. But I mean, honestly, that's like, that doesn't mean you shouldn't get the gun. The gun is just amazing overall because it's huge. Intimidation factor, the really long barrel, which, you know, makes it pretty accurate with heavier BBs. The shell function, the double action, I do like double actions, they're pretty nice. The consumption of gas, which is very, very, very efficient. And, I mean, speed loader is pretty cool. I guess just the extra little functions on this gun and the optional amount of sight on it, I think that's badass as hell. And that, I mean, that to me just makes it a pretty awesome gun to have. I didn't order this, I actually purchased this from an airsoft shop near my house. It's literally like 5 minutes away. And I got it for about 120 bucks, and it was a pretty amazing buy. I am not disappointed at all about this. This is like the best buy I've ever had, honestly. They negotiated an awesome price for me because on eBike, this gun at the time was selling for about like 160 bucks, and they sold it to me for 120, which is pretty cool of them. So, you know, can't argue with that price. It was pretty cool. But, I mean, I think I covered a good majority of this gun. There isn't like a whole lot to talk about really, because it's just, you know, it's plain and simple. It's a revolver. Like I said, if you do want to make this CQB usable, I would recommend you guys get something to power down the shells, or like get the powered down shells to help you out and play CQB games. But like I said, to me this is more of a novelty, so I didn't really need to do that. Yeah, I mean, if you guys feel like I missed out a bunch of, you know, just anything about this gun in general, you guys could definitely let me know, and then I'd be glad to, you know, let you know, like, any other details. But like I said, for my personal use, I've had this gun for a good amount of months, probably 5 months, and oh my god, just, it's so insane. And just the first thing, I always had this happen when I played Airsoft. The first thing people tell me is just like, is that a rifle or something? Are you using a rifle or just a pistol now? Because I mean, this thing is huge. Like, everybody's like, oh, you don't even have to use a rifle, man. You can just use that thing for long range. I'm like, yeah, you better run. No, it's just funny, you know. I Airsoft with a bunch of cool guys, but yeah, they really dig this thing. They always ask me to borrow it sometimes, just to shoot around with it. So I let them because I trust them. You know, they take care of their guns. They always take care of mine. So I'm like, yeah, why not? And they always tell me how amazingly badass it is. And they're like, dude, I'm gonna get one of these. I'm like, dude, you should, because it'd be sick. And actually, one of my friends actually did buy one of these in black, and I got to dual wield both of them. It was the coolest thing ever. But anyway, I think that's really everything. I covered the FPS, which is going to be 545 to 560 at least with .2s. The gas consumption's amazing, 100 BBs at least on one cartridge. And the awesome function of having shells with speed loader and amazing construction, full steel weight, real weight. It's actually pretty light. I don't know if they even have a real one of these. I've never even seen one. So, but this weighs a good 1.5 pounds or so. It's pretty lightweight. I like it for a big gun compared to this 3-pound beast. It's freaking heavy. This is very light. So, yeah, guys, that's really all I had for this Revolver review. But yeah, that was my review of the Wesson ASG 8-inch CO2 revolver, and I hope you guys liked the video. If you did like it, leave a like. If you are interested in more future content from my channel, definitely subscribe, because I will have a shooting video of this soon. I need to buy CO2 cartridges. It's been a while since I've used this bad boy, but definitely within this week expect some kind of a shooting demonstration of this. And yeah, guys, stay tuned. Peace.